What's up, Slay Nations? Justin Query, Kayak Series Director in upstate New York, here with Jake Stam, fishing out of the Slay Nation PA Series. What's going on tonight, Jake?
Yo, what's going on, Justin?
It's good to have you on tonight. Josh will not be on tonight. Josh is under the weather. So,
I'm a better looking Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, and maybe he's just hiding doing some research. But
He was scared to talk to me. He likes to talk all that smack from Facebook, but not on Zoom.
now he's hiding. But yeah, let me get this posted live. Let me know if you get that posted in the PA group.
Yeah, I got it posted there.
Okay. How'd you do that so quick?
Because I'm refreshing social media, my thing.
All right, man. So I just wanted to get our group on here, get your club on here too. Talk a little bit about the Susky. I know a lot of your guys know about it, not so much this area, but know about the Susky. If you live in PA, you know about the Susky. So a lot of our guys are new, haven't fished this area or the river at all. And I know even guys like my dad who've been doing this a long time have never been there. So I'm pretty excited just to have the club get down there to experience what I did last time. I know I was in the Harrisburg area, but I'm sure the views will still be just the same, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot thinner. Like it's not as wide as down in Harrisburg. A lot of people Susky experience. Myself, I've never fished in the Towanda area, but most of us have fished either Hobie or Bassmaster over the past couple of years, and it's way wider. And I wanted looking at Google Maps. It honestly reminds me a lot of the Juniata. If any of the guys practice in the Juniata,
Yeah.
A lot thinner. Not as many like grass islands like in the main stretch of the Susky down there, but from what the research I've been doing, I haven't been up there. I'll be being up there this week one day on Sunday to practice, but it looks a little deeper. So you guys with motors, with your motor guides, you should be okay. Don't take me for word, but I would bring it just in case. And I can come back and comment on this stream after Sunday, but I'm going to check out like a 10-mile stretch. And from Google Earth, it looks like there's some, 2 to 4 foot holes where you guys should be okay with your front motors. And if you're not confident with that, then pair up with another guy and do a float. Floats are a great way to cover a ton of water on the river and just not have to worry about breaking your motor.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know a lot of guys were worrying about motors, whether they can bring them or not. So good input on that.
Real quick though, before I forget, if you have a pedal drive and you guys are fishing these rivers, make sure one, you never lock it down. But two, be careful when you're going sideways across the river. Like I said, this one's pretty thin and it's not as wide as like the Susky, but I know on the Susky myself have almost flipped. And actually this past weekend, my buddy from Jersey flipped on the Susky because when you go across the river, if you don't see a rock and your pedal drive hits, since you're going across, you're not going down or up. Your pedal drive doesn't actually come up when you hit. And it just caused him to just roll right over. It never kicked up his drive. So that's one safety factor. Definitely be aware of. But like I said, I don't think it's as shallow and big bouldery, hazards like down near Harrisburg area.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's good to know. What's up, guys? There's Josh and Frankie's in the chat. TJ Jones in the chat. Good to see all you guys in there. Yeah, it's pretty cool event. I'm glad that Kayak Adventure Series is coming up there to do this when they're doing it. Obviously, the Bassmaster event just went down this weekend, which you were in.
Yeah.
And a lot of us that were not there, trust me when I say we were envious of all of you. I would have gone there.
I didn't even get practice for it. I just went off history. That was actually my first time.
A lot of people didn't practice, and they did that. Yeah. And I was like, what? And I saw video after video. People were like, nah, I didn't practice. And then they went in there and smashed them anyway. But I would have taken like a 70th place because that's still pretty good 2 days of fishing down there, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
the numbers are
down. I had 87 day one. I was like 55, but like no one caught like 88 or 89 inches. Like 90 inches was like only 10 spots above me. It was like 90 or nothing. And I was like, This is crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Fishing that was wild. Just watching it from home, man. The numbers like by 9 o'clock each day, the leaderboard was completely wild. I don't know how much you were able to keep a look at it while fishing, but I honestly think I've watched a lot of tournaments in the last 5-6 years. Online, all the stand-ins, and then being at some tournaments, and to me, that might be one of the best tournaments that's ever been put on. It's not the biggest payout, obviously. done some $100,000 payouts back in the day. But as far as numbers of fish caught, numbers of people, the quality of fish and anglers there, might be one of the best tournaments ever put on.
Yeah, they jumped 80 anglers from last year. I didn't get to fish last year's in October, but it was like 140 something. This year was 224. Honestly, if you ask me, they should have opened it all the way down to Harrisburg, the boundaries, because literally it almost felt like you were fished water the whole time. Like every time
Yeah.
you went to move, there was a person,
Yeah.
and it was tough. And if you guys know the Susky, the top water bite is so if it's cloudy all day, you guys will wreck them all day long. But as soon as that sun comes up, it can be super tough to stay on a top water bite. So that first hour or two, pretty much first hour is so key. And you like after day one, I was looking at some of the people like Jake Angulis, he's a hammer, but like all his 5 best that he submitted, the photos were dark. He got on a really good top water bite, made the bites count, didn't lose them, and smashed like 92 inches on day one. So
Yeah,
especially with the Susky, that top, I mean, you can catch fish all day long. Don't get me wrong. You can go to finessing, but that top water bite, that first hour is key.
Yeah, I noticed from what I've listened to a couple of things and talked to a couple of people that were fishing the event, finding fish and catching fish were two different things there. It's like people were, especially on day two, it seems like a lot of people were still finding fish, but they were not able to get them in the boat.
No, day two, I literally had one. I threw up a Chapo behind a grass island, your go-to Susky style fishing down there. And I had an 18, at least 18 or 19 incher come up and nip and swirl on the back of my Chapo 3 times in a row, like just doing circles and wouldn't commit to it. I felt like he was literally just like, is that real? Is that not? Like that's crazy how pressured they were. It was tough to get.
Do you think it was from the pressure from the anglers, the amount of people that were there? Okay.
I bet you out of those 224 anglers, 220 of them were throwing a Wappo or a Whopper Plopper or a Chapo in the morning.
Yeah,
so
for sure they were.
Or a buzzbait. Like those fish had seen it all. So
yeah, and you can definitely tell by the numbers from day one to day two, the top end of the numbers, and some of the people that what's his name, great angler from PA that dominated day one.
Oh, Bill? Was it Bill?
I think Jeff Rabbit.
Oh yeah, Jack. Yep.
Dude, he's an absolute freaking hammer on the Susky. And then day two, I think he struggled, right, to find big fish.
Yeah, I mean, day one, 92 inches was like 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, which they paid out 22 spots. So I'm thinking, 92 inches a day to cash a check, and it ended up being an average of 89 and a quarter. It went way down on day two to cash a check.
That's good info. That's a big drop. Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of pressure. That many people. I know when I fished it last, we were doing the KFL, and not that there's a lot of guys in that, but the Hobie, we were doing the Hobie event, and there was like 225 that year. It was the hardest part for me was that people were walking right through my spots right in the beginning, and that's like you said, that first hour you want all that top water. So that kind of affected my game plan day one. Over practice, I was smashing the practice with Turner, but still a lot of fun. I've been waiting to get back here for 2 years to get a little redemption. I don't know if I'm going to get it up north, but
one big thing while we're talking about stuff you need, make sure you guys have water shoes. Make sure you guys have a rope. I think it has to be like no more than 20 or 25 foot, but you can put it around you if you are hiking up behind islands, or like I said, up here doesn't look like it's as shallow as down near Harrisburg, but I could be wrong. I looked at the water levels. Right now it doesn't look like it's coming up at all. Who knows? We could get a huge rain, next week, but if you guys Google, Susquehanna river level at Towanda, it'll give you there's an actual gauge chart. It's like what I use down near Harrisburg, so you guys can tell if the river is going to come up, if it's not going to come up, and just take that in consideration. Because if you practice and then you see that it's going to come down a foot or up a foot, just remember if you did well there, you have fluctuation. It's almost like tidal water fishing.
Yeah, it's good to know. It's a weird part of the Susky is the water changes. It's a lot different than anything we have really in New York that I've ever fished. The drastic changes happen there, but definitely have all your safety gear. You can definitely fish on my team, Biggie, but you got to throw Chapos only. So
I'm
Or
not
bug
angry
bites.
about that. I'd sign up for that. Top water only.
Says he doesn't have any, so any
Yeah.
Chapo, so trust me, we got
Frankie
him.
wants Frankie wants to know, what do you predict will take the win?
Yeah, I always
Honestly,
ask this. It's gonna be a good question.
I don't know, because us PA guys, none that I know, have ever fished up there, because all the big trails come down to Harrisburg, and it's known that the Harrisburg region has the plentiful 18, 19, 20-inch fish. Do I think there's 18, 19, 20s up there? Yes. Do I think they're as common? No. Do I think you're going to catch 100 fish a day? Probably. Like, if you're fishing that kayak adventure series, I signed up for the dink tournament too, because like I know we're gonna catch a bunch of dinks. So don't
What's the
be
minimum on that?
it's like 5 to 9.75 or 5 to 9.5. So I'm excited for that one too. I'm
Pretty funny.
trying to win everything, but so I don't know. You got to take that into consideration in practice. Like, if you're only catching, your biggest one's 15 inches, and then in the tournament you catch like an 18, 19, 20. Then it's like, okay, now I just need to fill out a decent bag the rest of the day.
Yep.
Like, so I don't know. Maybe someone will prove me wrong and find some juice hole and catch 5.19s, but it won't be as common as the Bassmaster was. That I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I think going off of the very little I know, I think we're gonna have around, what do you think, 30 to 40 people in our tournament on our side.
I think so.
I think it's going to take high 80s to win it. Somebody's going to have like an 88, I think, to win it. I think we'll see. That's still a lot. I mean, you got to remember what we're fishing.
Yeah.
Smallmouth and not
Oh, you catch a 12-incher and you think it's a 3-pounder. I mean, these river fish, if you guys haven't fished the Susky, these fish fight. I mean, I don't even know where to compare you guys. I mean, the St. Lawrence, of course, you guys have fished.
They're
But
worse than St. Lawrence, for sure. They're
yeah.
worse down on the Susky. And they don't like getting measured down there either, for whatever reason, man.
Yeah, no, they hate
fish
it.
down on the Susky, like, be ready to have a net on the side of your board or whatever tactic you use, because every fish is angry. Like, even like you say, in a 12-inch fish and an 18-inch fish, they're all angry down there. So that's going to be interesting. About to dump another 20.
Yeah, that would not be good. Do not dump. The biggest thing too is hooking them and landing them, because they just go berserk.
Yeah, they're wild down there, and have some extra baits with you, man. You're gonna hit a lot of rocks throwing your stuff out there. There's so, at least down south there was, but just have extra baits on hand. And definitely, I know another thing you got to do is to plan your float out. If you're gonna do a float, make sure you plan your float out. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. Buddy up with somebody and do a float, that kind of thing. So, you want to go over a couple things on Turniacs and play a couple videos quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to throw a video up. This is only like a 2-minute video. I'm not sure if sound's going to work. I'm going to give it a shot. So if it doesn't work, enjoy looking at this lady's face.
You can narrate it.
Yeah. I'll talk over top of her. All right, let's see if this works. I'm not optimistic, obviously. Jeez. They're not good looking down there in Amish country, are they?
That's like 3 hours from me. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's not your fault. She probably left the Amish. All right, let's see what she has to say about the Susquehanna, and especially the North Branch.
The North Branch is different than any other place, including other places on the Susquehanna. It's special, it's beautiful, it's got its own characteristics. And I think everyone will agree, this is remarkable.
For us, I mean, it's just been a great opportunity to be the management organization for the North Branch, and we couldn't be prouder of getting the River of the Year designation. So, as an outdoor recreation development organization, as well as historic preservation, it kind of just embodies all of those aspects of what we do at the EMHR. We have many fish and boat public accesses, game commission accesses. We also have a lot of private campgrounds where they can set up, reservations along their journey down the North Branch. We also have several county parks. It's just there's a lot of opportunities. I think there's just a great appreciation for the river. So we thank the public for all they do to support the watershed as well as us as an organization.
Well, rivers like the Susquehanna benefited from decades of support from watershed organizations and local land trusts. They're conserving and preserving the land. The North Branch Land Trust has done a phenomenal job at conserving land in the North Branch area. Watershed organizations, Tunkhannock Creek Watershed Organization, Pennsylvania Environmental Council, Pennsylvania Organization for Watersheds and Rivers. There are a lot of watershed groups across the state and in this region that do things like pull tires out, do cleanup, monitor, conserve land along the banks. Again, this doesn't get to be this beautiful without local stewardship and local folks caring and making a difference, and then keeping it that way and introducing more people so that people value it and keep it clean.
I don't know. Did you guys think they could hear that? Let me know in the comments if you could hear the audio. But yeah, it was just a good overhead view of the Susky up north. I don't know what she was talking about half the time, but
it looked good. I saw some spots I wanted to throw a Chapo.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, cool. They did. I got to hear it. So another thing for the New York guys, I was just thinking while she's talking is if you don't have your PA fishing license, make sure you have that with for this tournament. I'm just going to get a 3-day because I'm going down Thursday. So I'll get a 3-day pass. If you're fishing all weekend or if you're fishing for the week, I think you can get a 7-day pass. But
yeah,
make sure you get your PA license.
Same with PA guys with the boundaries going into New York. If you PA guys want to go up and fish the stretches in New York, because the boundaries do go up, we're going to go over the boundaries, but they do go up into New York. So make sure that you have your New York license if you do go up into there. But Towanda, the main where everything's happening is in PA.
Yeah. And another thing for the guys from New York that don't know, I don't know the whole rules, so you might be able to tell us about this, but if you have a motor, don't you need to get like a certain pass or something to park at a lot of the places on the Susky? Some kind of parking permit. I remember something about that if you have a motor or something.
I mean, if you have a motor on your kayak and you're from New York, as long as you have it registered for the state, you should be fine. Okay. If you don't have a motor, you might need the like $15 launch permit for the year for PA. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's like $7 or $15. I can talk to TJ and see if that's for sure. I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember. That might have been, yes, kayak launch permit, if not registered. TJ Jones from our club. So, yeah, if you guys are in New York and you're paddling, definitely, I'm almost guaranteed you have to have that kayak launch permit. It's on the PA website. I think it's like $15 for the year. It's nothing crazy.
I'll post links to the DNR page to get your fishing license and your launch permit. I'll post all that in our page, so you don't have to worry about finding links to it. Yeah, so another thing is I want to pull up this page quick. We're doing this tournament with another kayak series. It's a new series that just started in 2024. Kayak Adventure Series is pretty cool. I've been watching it from afar. It's pretty cool, some of the stuff they're doing. It's much more about like bringing your family to the event. There's stuff for them to do while we're out fishing, and they're definitely putting on a good show. They got a pretty cool place. I don't know this place, but the Keystone Theater. It's a legit old school theater that they're having the awards in, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're like booking out. They pretty much partner with the towns that they go to, and they have food trucks, they have music, they have kayak demos, I think they have Toyotas there, Toyota trucks and stuff. It's Drew Gregory runs it. Awesome. I've been watching it too. It looks really, really fun. So I'm super excited about this one. And if you guys, if you don't want to fish this one, there's also a bunch of, if you guys like really want to fish everything, there's multiple clubs running events as well. There's Keystone, I believe, Anglers for PA. Yeah, there's Kayak Anglers of Eastern PA and us. And then, so there's so many, you could literally enter into all these. But I highly encourage to support the Kayak Adventure Series. It's an awesome way. Like I said, they have a dink bag, a micro bag division. It's like $25, 5 smallest fish. They have individual, and then they have a team one as well. They also have a kids one if you have any kids under 16 fishing. Make sure you have the identifiers, as you can see on the screen. They do have specific identifiers. So I'm sure that, we just can write ours on our hands or whatever, or even you could probably write both codes on theirs. I'm sure Drew wouldn't even mind that. Don't take me for word. We can talk to them about that. But if you just write your sleighs on your hand, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to use theirs, put yours on your hand or something like that. But I'll bring copies of this to the tournament too. So if you guys want to meet up with me, I'll give you a copy of that if you're in that tournament.
I see Josh's comment. Josh, yeah, New York is better than PA, but we don't have to pay for our launches. I know a lot of your launches you have to pay for.
Got you there, Josh.
Our launches are free. So unless otherwise stated, all of our state parks are free to launch. So that is saving you, Cayuga, you're like $7 a day where you launch, where we are free. So, haha.
Yeah, definitely. One thing with the Susky's a different bird, man. I mean, we got like Oswego River's a little bit like that, but man, this place is different. The amount of launches on this river, there's definitely no lack of launches, right? I mean,
just up the one stretch I was looking today, I found like 10 launches.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
There's like a launch like every mile to 3 miles on this river.
Yep. Yeah, so definitely you can get signed up with the Fiesta on the Susky event. It is on Tourney X, right?
Yes, it's on Tourney X. One thing that reminded me that I want to bring up real quick, and they brought it up for Bassmaster. Guys, if you've never fished rivers before, there's jet boats. Jet boats,
oh yeah,
in like 6 inches of water, they can't come off plane in certain areas when they're ripping up a river. So pay attention. You'll hear them coming for a ways, but make sure you watch which way they're coming because there's only certain ways they can come up that river. And if it's a deeper, if the river's mostly deep, then they're going to go around you. But if it's a shallow area, be on the lookout for them, be courteous because sometimes they might have to come right where you're at to get up so they don't literally beach themselves on the river. I don't know how the boat traffic is up in Towanda area, but I'm sure we're going to see some jet boats out there throughout the weekend. So just be cautious for that because it's not like they can go around you like a lake. There's just certain ways they have to run the river so they don't literally get stuck.
Yeah, definitely. I know I saw them down there when I was down last time, and they're pretty cool, but they can fly down that damn river too. So just be courteous, like you said. They can't just stop on a dime like you want them to. Just get out of the way. Trust me when I say, and Jake will confirm this, the fish will still be there. Fish are everywhere in this damn river.
They might even turn them on to bite.
They don't care. They're used to this. This happens every single day on this river. The jet boats are out there, so if you do see them, just move out of the way. Other than that, it's a pretty easy going place to fish. I know the last time I was there, we had a person where I was fishing that went over like a small waterfall ledge kind of thing. So just be careful where you're fishing. There's spots in there where it's probably more in the south, but spots like that where you can go over. A guy flipped his kayak, lost all of his stuff going down that.
Yeah, from the Google research I said, it doesn't look like there's any ledges up here. If you guys are new to rivers and you might be nervous, look up Jeff Little. He's like a river legend. He has videos to tell you how to paddle and around and that rock eddies behind. But honestly, this stretch up here doesn't look like it's nearly anything like down near Harrisburg. So, but if you are doing a float and there's a ledge you have to go over, usually they're not that bad. But if you're not used to the river, it can be intimidating. But from the research I said, I didn't like see anything up there that had any ledges. So we should be okay. But always, if you do a float, try to do it with a person, or tell whoever where you're floating from, where you're going to. Always just be safe like that. But for the most part, I think this is a pretty calm stretch of the Susquehanna. You're going to hit a lot of shallow spots, but you're not going to hit, I don't think, any ledges.
Yeah, it'd be a good way if you've never been on the Susky. If you come here first before going down south to the Harrisburg area, this would be a good kind of stepping stone before you get down there. So, anybody that's looking for lodging, there's a list of lodging on this website. Just look up Kayak Adventure Series. First thing you'll see is Towanda, PA on here, and there's all kinds of lodging. I'm looking at Endless Mountain. That's who was in that video. It was Endless Mountain Outfitters. I'm looking at going to their campground. But I heard that Drew Gregory has like a farmer, somebody that's doing like.
Yeah, they said today in a video that someone has a piece of property that they pretty much were going to open to people parking and camping on it and stuff for pretty much like free or a donation type deal. So he just said to hit him up. So hit him up on socials, I'm assuming. And yeah, he talked about something like that, which would be nice. I know I got an Airbnb because I don't like not sleeping with AC, so I made sure to get AC. But then,
yeah, we're gonna just rough it for the weekend. I think we're just gonna do the old style rough it and tent camp, a bunch of us. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
we've
I
only
think it's
done
gonna
that once this year, so I don't know what the weather is looking like. I haven't looked that far out. We're still like a week and a half out, but
yeah.
it's definitely warmer down in PA, more of the time than not. So definitely be ready for some hot weather. I know when I was there last time, it was like 90, and you were dehydrated as hell, and it was
Yeah.
rough. But
If you guys are staying somewhere where you can freeze water bottles, I always usually do that. I'll freeze a couple water bottles, and then throughout the day they'll thaw out, so you have cold water the whole day. Always make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you try to eat stuff.
Yep.
Frankie, yes, I'm a glamper. No, I'm not a glamper. I just need AC. I don't care how rough it is. As long as I can sleep in the cooler weather, I don't care. I'd rather sleep in 0-degree temperatures than 90.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But yeah, if you go on this website that Justin has pulled up, you can see all the things they have planned. If you want to bring your family, there's a bunch of stuff for kids and the whole family. It's honestly going to be a really, really fun time. I'm super excited about it. I know there was a question about if they're not fishing this event, can they practice on Friday? As far as I know, we're fine with that, right?
Yep.
Just
if
be
you're not
cautious.
fishing KAS, yeah, you can fish on Friday.
Yes.
But you still gotta get off the water by 5 o'clock. The weird thing with that is, what time does the KS start? At like 3
if you
or
want to
4,
scroll
right?
down. So for Friday for these guys, it is an afternoon session. So as you can see, you can't launch until 2:30, and you can't start fishing till 3 to 7. There's a 4-hour window for Friday that they count as a tournament. So their tournament's kind of like a day and a half tournament.
Yep.
It's a full 8 hours, I believe, on Saturday, but it's 4 on Friday. So if you guys are out there practicing, just as you already are in practice, be cautious of people, give everyone a little bit of space. I know it's not super wide river, but if you're floating past someone or coming up past one, just be like, hey, which way are you fishing it? Can I go around you this way? Or which way do you want me to go around? Always keep that in mind when you're fishing a river, because if you're coming down in front of someone that's fishing a rock eddy or something like that, you don't want to just go right through their spot, which again doesn't really affect the fish, but just to be nice.
Yeah, definitely check out these times on here. I was told they updated their times, so that's probably why they're in bold here on Saturday. Okay. So I think we got to update ours, see what we have.
Yeah, because I know they
update ours. So they just updated it this morning, and they went earlier, which is probably good for you. You're saying that's a good thing. So
yeah, for the top water. But I know for Bassmaster, we did 5:30 lines in and launch at the same time, which was honestly I wasn't a huge fan of. I would have liked 15 minutes to get to an area, but besides a shotgun start. But this is giving you half an hour, so that's plenty of time. I mean, most people might not even bother launching until 5:45 and just start fishing as you go. But so you get 30 minutes to get to a spot before you start fishing.
Yeah, and we're gonna, as far as I know, talk to TJ, but we're gonna follow these same these times on Saturday. So if they change to 5:15, we're gonna change to 5:15, 5:45 for the first cast or lines in at 5:45. We'll do the same thing. Lines out at 3, so we'll do the same thing.
Keep in mind phone service for the tournament. I have no idea what it's like up there. I'll get a better idea on Sunday. I have AT&T, but I have no idea. Towanda's pretty rural up there, so unless you're in the towns, either in the New York towns or the PA towns, you might have no service. So keep that in mind when submitting fish, that you got to remember you got to try to haul butt somewhere after lines out, or even a little bit before lines out, start heading to the truck to make sure you guys can get your fish submitted in time.
Yep, definitely. And I know I've had a few people ask me about the awards. We are doing our awards. Drew is super cool about ask Frankie. I think Frankie talked to him. TJ, I know they talked to Drew, but he was couldn't be more receptive about clubs joining in and jumping in on board with us. So he was super cool with us doing awards at their location at Keystone Theater. So we are going to do that. I would like to see the top 3 in Big Bass there, just because we got prizes for all those guys. But outside of that, I've had people ask me, if I go fish the New York side and I don't do well, or I take, 7th place, can I go home right after that and go straight home? Yeah, sure. I don't see any issue with that. Do you?
No, I don't see anything. I don't know if they're if you're just fishing sleigh. I mean, we have stuff to give away. If you're fishing both, I'm sure they have stuff to give away. They're like, you can see they're having an after party. If you just want to hang, even if you don't cash a check, you want to hang out for the night, take a little break, get some food, maybe some beers, or if you're not driving, but just hang out with a bunch of sleigh guys and a bunch of PA anglers. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if you do place, we do want you at awards. So Frankie also hooked us up with some custom awards for this one. Not many people have seen them. Frankie, myself, Josh, and TJ are the only ones I think that have seen these awards. Different than what we've been doing the other part of the year for Soleil, New York, but pretty awesome. One of a kind. There's definitely no other ones like that. So good chance to win some money from KAS. I know they don't pay out a lot of places, but the top end is pretty heavy, right?
Yeah, as far as that I've seen, yeah.
I think like first place, quite a bit of money, regardless of how many people are going to be fishing. It'll be a pretty.
And if you guys didn't know, the first, I think. Hello, sorry, I got a phone call. The first, I think, 100 signed up or 75 signed up for KA gets a $100 gift bag with stuff.
Really?
So, yeah. Shit. Yep, I think it's on the top or somewhere because I signed up. It's like it might be under early registration or somewhere, but yeah, the first like 100 people get like a $100 gift bag. So entry fees.
August 8th.
Oh, are we good then?
So, yeah, you're still in play.
Yeah. So yeah, no registration gift bag. So yeah, they post about it on their story. It's like a $100 gift bag if you guys. I think the entry fee is $125 or $150 just for the individual. Then if you want to do a team, it's a separate. And the Dink one's like I know $25 because I signed up for that one. But you guys get a $100 goodie bag from them, and they're doing a Bass U brunch Friday morning. They're doing a bunch of stuff. It's honestly really, really cool. I've been watching how they've been doing them. Do you want to go over the boundaries real quick?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see if I can pull up that video. Rick's got an awesome video.
Oh, yeah.
Right here.
Welcome to your Fiesta on the Susky Kayak Adventure Series eligible water video. This is just a short, quick video to kind of help you see where your boundaries are, what the core bodies of water are. And of course, when it's a core body of water, that means you can go up any tributary off that lake or river as far as you want. And we will, of course, notate if there's a dam or somewhere we don't want you to go. So as long as you're in a core body of water or something that connects free flowing to that core body of water, you are good. So let's get this started real quick. We'll go downstream first to the downstream launch boundary on the north branch of the Susquehanna River. And that is in the town of Tunkhannock. And if you zoom in closely here to our boundary, by the way, this is an interactive map on the tournament webpage for the Fiesta on the Susky. So I'm going to gloss over it and move really fast, but you, of course, can look at it in detail on that page. The Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission launch is your downstream launch boundary. Keep in mind, a downstream launch boundary means it's just a launch boundary. You can still go down further than this on the river as far as you want, and you can even take out down here further as long as you're doing so from a public access point. That's just the initial launch of the day. It has to be here or, of course, anywhere in between that launch there and your upstream launch boundary. As we move our way upstream, you'll notice the river is just beautiful, lots of islands, goes through a lot of beautiful countryside. You will get to our town of Towanda here, which has all the festivities, and that'll be a separate video. And eventually you get near the border of New York and Pennsylvania, and you'll notice the town, multiple towns, but let's just say Athens, Sayre here, and it splits into the Chemung River, goes off to the west, north and to the west, and the north branch of the Susquehanna goes off to the north and the east in New York. And on that north branch of the Susquehanna, you have a launch boundary. Right here at Highway 201 bridge, there's a boat landing or some type of kayak access / boat ramp right underneath the bridge, and that is your upstream launch boundary. Again, you can go further upstream if you want. You can even portage over this dam because, like I said, it is not marked. It would be marked if we do not want you to go there, and is still in your core body of water. This is still the Susquehanna River, and anything off of it, of course, you can still go up. So you could go up this tributary if you can make it that far. And anything downstream, of course, if you see a dam like this, it's not a problem. Portage up, around, whatever, because it's in between your northern, or I should say upstream launch boundary. They're not always northern. This one happens to be. And your downstream. So anything in between those two boundaries, this one and the original one way down here in Tuckahannock, is all good to go, including any tributaries that are free flowing, and the Chemung River here, which we're going to see now. So as you can see, it comes up into New York, and there's also some low-head dams on it as well. But our furthest point of launching, upstream launch boundary on the Chemung, is right here. And this one's simply notated on your Google map, I believe, as boat launch. So that's pretty descriptive there. Boat launch. All right, that's it. Chemung River, you can go upstream again from that boundary as far as you want. That's it for your Kayak Adventure Series eligible water for the Towanda, Pennsylvania event. We're calling it the Fiesta on the Susky because, trust me, it is going to be one big party you do not want to miss.
Yeah,
That is a lot of river.
Dude, I mean, I've watched it before, but you watch it every time you watch it, you're like, damn, that's a lot of space to fish.
I think it's like 100 miles of river.
Yeah, 150 miles of river.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, 150 miles of river.
Well, I'm checking out 10 of it. I'm checking out 10 of it this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta cut this down, break this one down, because that's a lot of stuff in play. But it's pretty cool that it's a true battle of the border, man. You can really fish the New York side. I love that you can put in at the northern boundary and then fish up past that as far as you want, and then take out wherever the heck you want. Still,
I didn't realize that the first time I watched it. That's different because most of them, you have to come back if you're on that boundary line. But he's allowing, he's allowing you to go to wherever. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you're not aware, we are duplicating the rules. So if they allow it in KS, we're allowing it in our tournament. So
10-inch minimum. That's probably a big change for you guys. You guys do 12 usually, right?
I do 10 this year.
Did you do 10? Okay. Yeah. I know we do 12 a lot, so it actually is a 10-inch minimum for us. So make sure that, keep that in mind. Most guys will probably forget and keep throwing back 10 inches and totally forget. I mean, in the reality, if you're going for the win, you probably don't need any 10 inches, let alone 12s. But, you never know. So try to you guys did 8-inch last. Josh, you need every 8-incher you can get.
We did that because of NYKBF. They do 8-inch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's 10-inch for this one. So.
Yeah, but this event's going to be super fun. I mean, I'm super excited about it. I mean, I miss Cayuga, even though I'm kind of mad at that lake right now. But I miss Cayuga being up there. But I'm glad that you guys are coming down to PA. But at the same time, it's not like you're in the Susky where at least we have home field. Literally, none of us have home field for this Civil War event.
Yeah, it's a true neutral grounds, being that it's a place people don't fish, and it kind of covers both PA and New York, so it's pretty cool.
Literally, and it's it's kind of like you said, like kind of practice for before you go down to the big leagues down in Harrisburg, and maybe next year we send it all the way down, and you guys come all the way down to our home waters.
Definitely.
I know that was originally the plan, but then
I don't know if it's true that Bassmaster is going to go back again next year.
Either Hobie or they're never not going to go back.
I mean, they have to.
They have to. One of them does.
Yeah.
They can't not with the turnout and the big fish that get caught. It's very hard to have a fishery anything like that.
Yeah, there's like 2,300 fish submitted. There's not fish caught.
Day one, there was like
triple that were caught.
I think day one there was 80 fish over 19 or 100 fish over 19 inches.
Yeah, and then the big fish ended up being like a 21 something. Like it's just crazy smallmouth for anywhere. But awesome, man. I appreciate you jumping on with us and talking talking Susky with us. I'm pretty excited about the Fiesta on Susky. I wasn't planning on fishing the KS only because last time I got my ass whipped by the Susky down there, but with that gift bag, man, it makes it pretty enticing.
Dude, and like I said, it's anyone's game. I don't think it's going to be nothing like the Harrisburg region. I think it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be the Susky. So if that's another thing, if you guys are a power fisherman or a finesse angler, 100% all day long, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, fish however you like to fish, all day, and you're going to catch fish. So that's always fun. But I think it's going to be all the guys for me that are used to Harrisburg region. I think it's going to be a lot different. So I'm curious to see what happens, what it's going to take to win. I think it's anyone's game. Maybe I think the Keystone Club up there, they're from up there, so those guys might have some experience. But all of us Slay Nation PA guys, I think none of us have any experience up there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun event, man. I don't think we could have a more neutral event. Perfect location. It's kind of even driving distance for a lot of us on both clubs. So it's pretty awesome matchup. I'm looking forward to Civil War 3. I know for anybody that doesn't know, we've done 2 other seasons of this. Jake and I actually started this together 2 years ago on Cayuga. We had so much fun. So much fun, and so much fun last year. So we like fishing with you guys. We talk a lot of shit with each other.
That's
us and the Amish, but fact is, we just like fishing both Susky and Cayuga. We're lucky we're not fishing in a place like New Jersey where you get good options. So
another thing, if you guys haven't fished the Civil War, is it is, every man for themselves and payouts first, second, third, and big bass. But then we do the top 5 PA versus the top 5 New York guys and add the inches together, and that's determined which state takes home the Civil War.
Yep. And we are 2-0, so we're looking to make it 3-0. Probably will, if I had to guess, put any money on it.
I mean, if you got Josh as a partner, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, there's rumors that Bailey might be there.
I did see that. I'm not looking forward
So
I'm hoping that is not true, but I'm pretty sure he will be there.
Rumor is Josh Brewer and Jose will be there.
Yeah, Josh is signed up. I saw that. He's signed up. Jose. I'm hoping Jose shows up. I missed him at the
I'm sure he will. Well, they fished up that way. I don't know where they fished, but they fished our Rivers Only event that we had like 2 weeks before this event, and they dominated, man. Both of them, they were 90 plus. Somewhere on the Susky, they were fishing the New York side, I think. It's River. I think they said it right during the live, but a lot changes in 2 weeks, though. You know that, especially on the Susky. So hopefully they got some intel between that. I know they didn't have the greatest tournament this weekend. Maybe it was just the pressure from all the people down there.
Yeah.
And it was different waters they were fishing, obviously. But between the two, hopefully they got some good intel to bring to the table.
Yeah, just call me up. Let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if they're doing KAS. I hope they do because they got a good chance of winning something like that. And they got some pretty cool awards. I saw the awards they do. They're pretty awesome. So
yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. And just seeing everyone hanging out and hopefully catching some giant smallmouth.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it, man. Appreciate you jumping on. Everybody get signed up on Turniacs. For the New York guys, it is under PA. TJ is running this one. We don't have judging worked out yet, but we'll figure that out. So I'm sure TJ's fishing this with us. So.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Ray, Frankie, and some other guys will hook us up with some judging on this, but we'll figure that one out. We'll do another session, obviously, the week of the tournament or the night before the tournament. We'll do a big captain's meeting with TJ and myself, Josh. Maybe Jake will jump on.
I'm staying with TJ so I can hop in too.
Cool. So we'll give out the identifier, all that good stuff that night. But get familiar with the website for KS. There's a lot of info on there, man. I mean, there's a lot.
Make sure you read it all thoroughly. They got everything dialed in there.
Yeah, and they've already updated Turniacs and their website for the changes. So we got to do the same. We haven't updated our stuff yet, but just go by that. Even if you're not fishing that event, look at their rules because we're going to be going by that.
Yep.
We're not going to recreate the wheel for this event. Drew Gregory is, in my opinion, the best angler in the country overall. Arguably, top 5 angler in the entire country. One of the best and one of the nicest guys on the planet. And he knows what he's doing. He's not going to put us in a place where we're not going to catch fish or not have a good time. I mean, Drew too, and he's a huge ambassador to the sport. So it's pretty awesome that he's doing this for everybody. So,
yeah.
Shout out to Drew Gregory. All right, man. It's good talking to you and bullshitting with you. Can't wait to come down there and have my guys beat up on you guys again.
Yeah, okay. Get ready to lose, boys.
For it, but you just to sign a waiver to with Kaz when you sign up. I'm sure it's probably connected with their Attorney X like we do, but I'll double check that.
I might have. I don't remember when I signed up. Probably.
Yeah, a lot of them you can attach it right to the registration, so that way when you sign up for Kaz, you're automatically acknowledge the waiver. But I'll double check on that and give you guys an update. But get your fishing license, get all that good stuff, get your launch permit. Let's get signed up and then go have a good time, man. Let's go make sure that somebody from Slay Nation wins the event for KS.
Yes, that's the number one goal.
Yeah. We want to win the Civil War, both clubs, but at the end of the day, seeing somebody take that KS trophy would make
Go
it
join the other local ones. Just have Slay Nation.
Oh, that would be great. And you can do that.
Go join the other local clubs too.
Yeah, if that's something you could do, if you go down there and you practice and you're just hammering fish down there, you could triple, quadruple down on this tournament.
Yeah, I think quadruple. Okay, has like 3 of their own plus the other 3 local ones, so you could be in like 6 different events.
Yeah. It could be quite a payday, man. See how confident somebody is to try to do that. But all right, man. Time to jump off here. I'm not going to go watch my Phillies because they already got their ass beat today again.
Yeah, they're struggling right now.
They're on the struggle bus, man. They're going through it, but better now than October. So
exactly.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for jumping on here.
Yep.
Everybody in Slay Nation, appreciate you all. The break is almost over. We're going to be back out fishing, so we will see you
See y'all next week.
All right, have a good one.
Later.